There's a tree for every mood and every moment. For wisdom, try a beech. For intelligence, a pine. For bravery, a rowan. For generosity, a hazel. For joy, a juniper. And for when you need to learn to let go of what you cannot control, a birch with its white silver bark, peeling and shedding layers like old skins. Then again, if it is love you're after, or love you have lost, come to the fig, always the fig. So I want to talk about trees, and I think like many of us throughout this pandemic, the lockdowns, I also felt the need to reconnect with nature, with the trees around us, with our ecology. We are at a very critical crossroads with the climate crisis accelerating as we are losing our only home, our only planet, Earth. We have no time to waste anymore, and we need to stop seeing ourselves as the center of the universe, as superior to all other life forms, but understand that we are just part of a circle. Circles are interesting. When I look at the traditions, for instance, the legends of Anatolia, among the nomadic tribes of Anatolia, there was this interesting custom once upon a time. If they had to cut down a tree, they would form a circle around the tree and ask a tree's permission. And I love that ritual because it shows us a different way of thinking, a different way of perceiving the world, in which human beings are not the owners of the land, but they're only one among many, many life forms. So you will only perform such a ritual if you do not see yourself as superior to a tree, as the consumer of everything else around you. I love thinking about roots being uprooted, rerouted, and all these concepts and arborescent imagery very much shaped my latest novel, The Island of Missing Trees. And I want to read an excerpt from this new novel in which a ficus carica, a remarkable fig trees are remarkable in my opinion, tells parts of the story. And this is how she speaks. The ancients believed there was a pole that ran through the universe, joining the underworld to earth and heaven, and at the center of this pole towered, mighty and magnificent, the great cosmic tree. Its branches held up the sun, the moon, the stars, and the constellations, and its roots reached all the way down into the abyss. But when it came to defining exactly what type of plant this might be, humans fell into bitter disagreement. Some said it could only be a balsam poplar. Others argued it must be a tamarind. Yet others insisted it was a cedar or a hickory or a baobab or a sandalwood. This is how humanity divided into hostile nations, warring tribes. That was a very unwise thing to do, in my opinion, since all trees are essential and they merit attention and commendation. You might even say there's a tree for every mood and every moment. When you have something precious to give to the universe, a song or a poem, you should first share it with a golden oak before anyone else. If you are feeling discouraged and defenseless, look for a Mediterranean cypress or a flowering horse chestnut. Both are strikingly resilient, and they will tell you about all the fires they have survived. And if you want to emerge stronger and kinder from your trials, find an aspen to learn from, a tree so tenacious it can fend off even the flames that aim to destroy it. If you're hurting and have no one willing to listen to you, it might do you good to spend time beside a sugar maple. If, on the other hand, you're suffering from excessive self-esteem, do pay a visit to a cherry tree and observe its blossoms, which, though undoubtedly pretty, are no less ephemeral than vainglory. By the time you leave, you might feel a bit more humble, more grounded. To reminisce about the past, Seek out a holly to sit under. To dream about the future, choose a magnolia instead. And if it is friends and friendships on your mind, the most suitable companion would be a spruce or a ginkgo. When you arrive at a crossroads and don't know which path to take, contemplating quietly by a sycamore might help. If you're an artist in need of inspiration, a blue jacaranda or a sweetly scented mimosa could stir your imagination. If it is renewal you are after, seek a wych elm. And if you have too many regrets, a weeping willow will offer solace. When you're in trouble or at your lowest point and have no one in whom to confide, a hawthorn would be the right choice. There's a reason why hawthorns are home to fairies and they're known to protect pots of treasure. For wisdom, try a beech. For intelligence, a pine. For bravery, a rowan. For generosity, a hazel. For joy, a juniper. And for when you need to learn to let go of what you cannot control, a birch with its white silver bark peeling and shedding layers like old skins. Then again, if it is love you're after or love you have lost, come to the fig, always the fig.
Say